MJ, welcome. And now, how are you feeling? Are you ready?
After seeing Patrick, I'm a little bit nervous the live demo might not work, but let's see.
We will see. But this is another topic, illustrations. I think many of you might be already thinking about how we can use the perfect thing called AI, the new tool we have for this. So I'm very curious. MJ, hit it off. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, yo. So I'm MJ, I'm from Kiwi. I'm very happy that I know a lot of faces, so I'm not that nervous. Today, I'm going to talk about illustrations. And the reason why I'm talking about illustrations is actually a bit strange because I can show you the context. This is our new design process. This has been one of my missions for the last couple of months to figure out how design can be effective through the new workflow. And I'm very happy what I saw on the presentation so far because we're using Notebook LM very similarly how they use it in Oaks Lab. Also Cursor for generating PRDs, etc. We're also using Claude Code to actually implement the designs. So I'm very happy that I'm seeing actually familiar parts of the workflow. And originally I wanted to talk about the implementation part, which to me personally is the most interesting one because we can finally as designers make an impact on the production. But then when I saw that Adam and Patrick are both talking about Cursor, I was like, okay, I need to pick maybe different part of the workflow. So I chose the one which might be kind of off a bit, and that's the prototyping one, and especially generating the visual assets, which we are using florafauna for. So yeah, let's get into florafauna. We, for the longest time in Kiwi, we've been discussing how to finally move from our illustrations to something more lively, to really kind of underscore our B2C consumer mission. And we, very long time ago, actually decided that we need kind of more animated characters so we can use them for movement, we can bring a bit more life into it, and we got a huge inspiration from Pixar. But the problem was that this is a style which is pretty hard to scale, right? Like if we would even contract some 3D artists to work with us, how would we then, if we need to change something or we need a new illustration, how would we do this? So for the longest time, we're like, okay, it's not a way to go. It's just too time consuming, too expensive. But during summer this year, as we were working on transferring the whole workflow into AI and experimenting, I kind of felt that, okay, maybe it's the time to try it out. And I need to mention actually one more thing, and that's that we actually worked with Ashok, who is one of our amazing staff product designers. I actually asked him to maybe dive into this. So everything I'm going to show you today is a collaboration, and a lot of the big problems which we faced were solved by Ashok. So it's a big kudos to him, and I will try to give, hopefully describe everything as it was. Okay, so we started exploring, and very early on I found this tool called Flora, where the good thing about this is that it's node-based. So you can basically work freely here on a canvas and create nodes, which then you can reference. It's a very easy tool to understand quickly. You basically just double-click what you want to create, and then you prompt the thing you want to do. We tested also Midjourney. The problem with Midjourney is that it's very, very creative, and we knew that we need to achieve consistency, and it was very early on decided that this is not the way to go. In florafauna, what you can do is that you can actually test all the models all the time. So it's very easy to, when you want to create an image, you can just select a model and you can go through any of them, and they're adding the new models immediately. So when a new model is released, it's there. So it really improved our experimentation. And when we started experimenting on this, it was very funny because we knew we were going for the 3D vibe, but we didn't know exactly what. So this was our exploration canvas, where you can see that we went through a lot. We referenced a lot of realistic images. We tried to narrow down the style. I mean, we have one character based on Zendaya. So yeah, but there was a lot of stuff going into it. And eventually we landed on a style which kind of is, I think, the best of the both worlds. Is not too complicated, but also not too simplistic. For example, we were exploring a lot with the eyes of the characters, but the problem with eyes is it's very hard to achieve the consistency. Also, eyes really give you a lot of emotion, and it really depends on a very small detail on the eye how you will perceive the character. So we decided to actually go wild and have all characters without eyes, but also at the same time we didn't want them to be creepy. So that's why we put them into more like a cartoonish way. We also increased the sizes of their feet, so it's kind of cute, and we really played a lot with the materials. So we referenced a lot of Louis Vuitton bags, a lot of photos from the internet, and at one point the team was making fun that they basically became fashion designers because they were trying to figure out what is the best style of bag to be carrying at the airport. So there was a lot of explorations on the baggage because it's a big part of our product. You can see we have like leather and we have plastic, and we were like, okay, this is too luxurious. This character cannot have this luxurious bag and so on. So eventually what we ended up with is a couple of characters which have names, and the AI, we can reference them, and these are the main characters of the story of Kiwi. And when we ended up with this, we went for a pitch to management to kind of sell the story. So we created a website where everyone from the management could read it, so they could kind of understand what we're going for. We have all the characters who everyone has a different kind of identity picked for what we need actually in the product. So we have travelers who go into the mountains. We have connoisseurs, more business traveler. We have Casey, who is more like a crazier person who goes wild. And then we have Jess and Jazz, who are twins. So yeah, we have a lot of characters, and we try to, basically this is the old illustration style, and this is the new vision, what we're going for. And yeah, when we mapped the product, we knew that we need 3 types of illustration, which we also benchmarked all these models on, and that's scene like this, which we call a scene with background, where you basically have the character in a realistic background. Then we need characters without the background to put them somewhere in the product. And then we need icons, more of like objects. So that was the three things we tested on. Here you can see the icons. So yeah, that was the pitch we gave to the management, and we also showed some of the applications. And you could see immediately the product went a bit alive. So we got the green light to go further with this. So we started really stress testing this. Okay, can we achieve a consistent result? So I can maybe now show you how do we do it, and how anyone in the team right now can generate visual assets if they need for their designs. So if I go to Florafauna, we basically perfected the prompts for the models, and we have 3 types of prompts. One is the empty background character, one is the busy background character, and then one is an object. So let's say, okay, we go with background. Okay, what would be good prompt? Productboard office. Let's see. Okay. Let's copy this image. Okay, let's see how this works. Might be too wild. Okay, we need to be the background. This part. We're going to create an image. Yeah, we also need a character from our characters. So we already know what these are the reference images we give the model, which are the characters. So let's say, I don't know, let's do Pablo. Although Pablo is a trail seeker, he would probably not be in Productboard office. But anyways, let's try it. So what is Pablo doing? Let's say Pablo is networking with another character in this office. Okay, we give the reference of Pablo, and we give the reference of the office. Okay, and what we usually do, we increase the number of tries the model does, because it makes mistakes, and this is higher probability that they will generate something you like. So for the longest time, we were using Systream 4.0 model, which is from ByteDance, from TikTok, that was providing the best results. But recently, there is Gemini 3, and the Nano Banana Pro is really killing it. So let's, hopefully Pablo is not working. Hopefully it's correct. So let's see. The Pro model is pretty long. It takes like 2 minutes. So in the meantime, as it's working, we can talk about the challenges, what we have with this. So the biggest challenge is achieving the right number of fingers on hands. That's by far the biggest challenge we faced, and we did a lot of iteration on that. That's why you can see a lot of references of hands. So if the model fails, the designer can actually use these references to strengthen the context. The same with the baggage, the same with mobile phones if you have mockups, and so on. So we have some reference images here pre-prepared to strengthen the context for the model. So that's one of the challenges. Oh, we already have one result. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is our event. It's Pablo networking with someone else in Productboard office. Let's see if the others we like more. Okay, another one. Let's count fingers. Okay, it's 4, nice. Good, good. Okay, it's not failing me today. Yeah, this is how we generate illustrations. So this is a scene. You can see it's pretty consistent when it comes to the colors and the characters. Now I will show one last big challenge, and that's with the characters with the empty background. What we wanted to achieve is obviously put them into our UIs, into product. So you need transparent background. Achieving transparent background with image generation models is a pretty big challenge, and the reason is that the models are trained on visual data. So it takes visuals and it provides visuals, and it doesn't know colors, it doesn't know hex, because it just approximates, okay, it's color something like this based on all this training data I have, and the same goes with transparency. It doesn't understand what it means numerically that it's transparent. So it's very hard to achieve in these image generation models either a color of a background or a transparent background. So if I do another image, and I will do the one with empty background. So let's say this. Let's paste it. Let's just do something simple so it's fast. Character jumping in the air. Let's do Pablo. Guess we can do Pablo again. And we use Nano Banana Pro. Okay, now I'm one-shotting it. Let's see. Okay, and when we generate the character, the problem is that we need to remove the background, because it will probably have background, it will be white. And with these characters, the problem is we need to remove background but keep the shadows, so they apply on the background underneath. This proved to be an extreme challenge for us, but I'm happy to tell you that we solved it. Okay, so we have Pablo jumping. So I will download this as PNG. I will go to Figma, and what we found out is that the best thing to remove the background is actually the Figma removal. So we will do, okay, downloads. Is this Pablo? No, this is old. Yeah. Okay, we have Pablo. Now we will remove background. So Figma is working on removing background, and you will see that there is a shadow which disappears. And now we did a lot of research on how to keep the shadows, and eventually, after many, many experimentation, what Ashok came up with is we build an app which adds the shadow. So this app is actually using a couple of mathematical functions to calculate from the image how far, what is the background, what is the character, how far it is, and it's applying transparency and smoothing to the corners, so it takes exactly realistically the character from the background, and then it calculates how far the shadows should be. And basically, we deployed it for anyone in the team to use. So you can upload any of the images. So let's upload this one and process. And then as the result, you get the shadows. So you download it, and then the simple thing you do, you're in Figma, and you have, okay, let's do it on a white background so it's visible. So this is Pablo without shadow. This is the layer with the background, and we just simply upload the shadow layer, which is this processed one, and we should have the shadow there. Yep. So this is it. That's the magic, how we solved it. So now it's a lot of things. It's generating with models. It's vibe coding an app which adds shadow. So there is a lot of things, but what I wanted to say with this is that people often say that creativity is doomed with AI. I think this really made us much more creative. Like, we would never, a couple of years ago, build an app for adding shadows into our images. So like, I think it's very promising where we are heading right now. I think the next step for us is just to put all of this into one plugin into Figma or into one bot in Slack, so people can just like text a bot and they get directly correct image. So I think that's the next step for us now. And I think this is the demo. So it worked. Thank you.
MJ, thank you so much. While we have our last demo by Adam being prepared, I will have some questions for you.
Yes.
So first question, is the Kiwi people page publicly available?
Actually, sorry, I forgot to mention, none of this is public. Please keep it a secret. It's releasing in January, so it's not public. So you're the only people right now who know it in the public era.
Okay. And how many tools have you tried until you found this?
So I was aware of florafauna, so I actually suggested to the team very early on to use this tool, but we tried the amount of models and the tools we tried for the shadows. I think there was something called Google Opal, which is similar to Nathan, where you have node-based kind of building of workflow. So we first gave the algorithms each node, and we tried to do it that, and then we figured out we can just build an app. Yeah, there was a lot. There was my Midjourney and florafauna. In florafauna, probably like 15 different models. Mm-hmm. And then we had the AI Studio in Google where we vibe coded, and we had the Opal from Google. So yeah, a lot of tools. We learned a lot during the process.
And you arrived at florafauna.
Florafauna was there from the beginning because we knew that it's a very good tool for explorative work because it has all the models, it has collaboration, people can comment there, you can reference stuff. So from the beginning, we knew that we will not get better than this. But I think with florafauna, one important thing to mention is that the sooner you finish the exploration, you don't really need it because you have the prompt, you have the models available also through different methods. You don't need to pay for florafauna. You explored, you know what you want to do, and now you can just build your own internal thing, which is generating this style of illustrations, and you don't need to explore further in florafauna. Yeah, but florafauna is fun. It's also, we generate every, like some weeks, Ashok, for example, generates at the end of the week a video with these characters, just like a cartoon, just for fun. So we finish our weeks with cartoons of our characters.
And this was which model used?
This one is, the ones I used on the demo was Nano Banana Pro from Google, so it's the Gemini 3. But Seedstream 4, which is from TikTok or from ByteDance, it's much faster and provides 95% of the correctness. So Seedstream takes like 20 seconds to generate the images. This takes roughly up to 2 minutes, I would say.
Okay, MJ, thank you so much. Please, one more round of applause.
Thank you.
And let's welcome Adam here.